So this is part 2 of this video. If you haven't checked out part 1, it was an overview of the Amazing Fantasy 15 Spider-Man figure here on the left. So please go back and check that out first. But yeah, Spider-Man here and Daredevil from the 3-pack both came with some pretty decent accessories, except they didn't give us the open sort of jazz hands for Daredevil. Now you know they're going to piecemeal this together. At some point we'll get a retro carded Daredevil with an unmasked Matt Murdock head, the open hands, the additional things that weren't packed in with the 3-pack version. Now the stock extras that they got in Spider-Man's little web line here and the coil for Daredevil's batons were pretty cool. But shout out to the Last Toy Shop on Instagram. He sent me a couple things for Spider-Man. He had actually sent me some stuff long ago. I did use some of the stuff in displays, but I didn't really get a chance to really talk about it. But considering that I was doing a Spider-Man review and that I'd be messing around with Daredevil, I figured I'd integrate some of the things that he sent me most recently, set up a display, show you a couple things here. So if you didn't know, Daredevil came with 2 of these sort of coils here that you could attach to both of his batons. You could have him, you know, hold the baton without the coil in there, but there's this one that's kind of zigzaggy, and then there's this version which is a little more elongated. And while I like this accessory, it wasn't like it was bendy wire, so you couldn't really manipulate it how one would really want to. Same thing with Spider-Man's webbing here. And so I was able to get my hands on some webbing and some coil for the billy clubs here in different colors as well. It says rotate billy clubs and insert attachment, remove, pull straight out, never rotate to remove. Okay. So I got a little webbing. I hope that's showing up. Obviously you can manipulate that. The entire thing is bendy wire for the most part. I know we've all seen plenty of customizers and kit bashers out there do Spider-Man webbing in this way. I'll get you guys a better look at this when I set up the display. But this Spider-Man is so much more posable than the Renew Your Vow Spider-Man. At least the transitions are smoother. It's easier to pose this guy in my opinion. And then I didn't realize it was 4 different options. So 4 different options for 3 different options in terms of colors. So there's white that you see here, silver and red, and it looks like you can just attach the baton to each end just like you can do with the stock version. And like the instructions said, you got to rotate the baton on each end to get it on there, and then you just got to pull it off to take it off. And you can be as modest or get as crazy as you want in terms of the length. Hope that's showing up. Yeah, I'm digging these. And because the web line has like a little circular enclosure at the end, you can wrap that circular part around the wrist peg for Spider-Man and then plug the, you know, take the hand off, wrap it around the wrist peg and plug the hand back in. And then you get this effect here. You know, you just got to straighten out the web as best as you can. I like this a lot. Yeah, I'm going to definitely have some fun with these. All right, I'm just having too much fun now. Let me actually open up and get a rooftop display going. It's going to take quite a few moments to set up my roofs. So look, it don't matter how many times I do this type of setup, I always try to set it up a little bit differently each time and try to make it a little better as far as the rooftops is concerned. But this is a lot of lights, a lot of stacking. You know, this part of it does not have to look pretty. It's how it looks when you frame it up in the camera. I set up my camera first, and then I started, well, I kind of already had the template for the buildings, I guess, a little bit, but lights. You're going to see in a minute, I'm going to turn this into nighttime, but I'm going to still be using the same amount of lights for the most part. And this is just me just stacking up the buildings. Even from above, it sort of looks like a grid. And what really matters is the frame up at the end of the day. Now, this is the Renew Your Vow Spider-Man. I had already pre-posed him like 3 days ago. And I just had him in this pose. Of course, I'm going to open up with the Amazing Fantasy 15 Spider-Man and the Daredevil and the props and show you that too. But I just want to show you how the city kind of comes together in the frame, even though it looks like crap when you look at it in the BTS. You know, a lot of artists make this look easy, but it's not really that simple all the time. Unless it's white hot. Pretty much everything else you can do in camera, toggling with your ISO, with the f-stop, with the different filters in the camera. Portrait is a little more vibrant. Landscape could be a little more vibrant. Mostly if you're shooting with some type of like outdoor scene, like grassy sort of hillside or mountainside or something like that. And then also these different modes. And then just with some clever angling and some stands, you can make it happen. You know, I never do any Photoshop or anything like that. Daredevil's on the stand. His foot is rested on the top of this ventilation unit or whatever. And it's just the perfect angles. And that's daytime with a white backdrop. I could easily put a piece of felt up there. All right, the time has gotten away from me, but I changed from day to light with just a felt black backdrop, covered the white part, kept the same lights, went into the tungsten filter, which gives you a good nighttime filter. And then that also highlighted the white portion of Daredevil's baton here. Of course, when I do a setup, I'll leave it up for a few days. I'm gonna leave this up for a few days. I'll tweak it, I'll mess with it. Oh, wow. Last Stop Toy Shop Instagram, at Last Stop Toy Shop. Get your Billy Club coils for your Daredevils and get your Spider-Man webs. I'm very happy with both of these accessories. I'll be using them quite a bit. Last Stop Toy Shop Instagram. All right, thanks for hanging out. As always, rate, comment, subscribe, hit that bell down there. And until next time, peace.
I'm in the game, I'm grinding, I got to play 24 hours in a day, 7 days out the week, I never sleep. I'm on my grizzly bear, 52 weeks out the year, yeah.